Now let's just go through the rose arch. It hasn't got any roses on it yet, except for those. And I cleared this bit here. If you remember, there were some boxes of onions, which I have now moved to here. So there's shallots and red onions in those two boxes. More carrots in that box. Those are garlic and shallots in there, in the blue box. Then this other blue box is there's swift potatoes in there, which I'm leaving in there until I'm ready to pull them up. This box is now empty, ready for possibly tomatoes. I might put the Roma tomatoes in there and grow them outside. And then I've moved one of the other boxes that was over here. It's now here outside the polytunnel. It's got purple sprouting broccoli in it at the moment. I'll just see how they go, but I'm going to use that for, could be some tomatoes in there if, I don't know. Anyway, 2 more tubs of potatoes. These are the swift first earlies that are also now ready to harvest. So I'll cut the tops off those later and then just leave the buckets. Although saying that, I could do with the buckets for the chilies, so I might have to harvest those. We'll see. And then the plastic box that I had here previously, I've now moved over to the other side of the polytunnel. So when I go into the polytunnel, which I'm going to do right now, let's put that there. I need to make myself a proper door. Sorry about this, folks. Right, let's undo. So my polytunnel is open permanently, but all I've done is put some enviromesh over the door. As you can see, I've got it pinned up. Yeah, and I just open the environment and just pop inside. Dear, oh dear, it's warm in here, even with the door open permanently. The temperature. Oh, I lied to you earlier. I said this was on centigrade. It's not. It's on Fahrenheit as well. So 105 for those old school that know what Fahrenheit is. So 105, and it has been up as high as 123. Whoa. Anyway, let's start at this side. Now this is a bed that was supposed to be empty. And it looks like the compost and soil mixture that I've got in there has obviously got seeds or weeds in. This looks like potato, as does this and this. Oops. So anyway, I will be pulling those up because there could be, what have we got? We've got tomatoes over in the greenhouse, rather a lot of, so there could be 2 or 3 tomatoes in it, possibly 2 in here, just to give them a bit more room. Last year I think I crowded my tomatoes. I've still got good harvest, but I'm going to try and do it a bit better this year and spread them out a bit. So 2 in there. This is my water butt that I have since fixed again. It's now got so much waterproof poly filler cum sticky stuff, it now doesn't leak, thankfully. and I have quite a bit of water in there, so the water is up to about here, so well above the tap, and the tap's not leaking. Anyway, I digress. So these are some of my, I think these are Ailsa Craig onions that I pulled up, and I'm just letting them dry. They're definitely drying here, it's so hot. And these are my garlic that I have pulled up prematurely. As you can see, they're not, I don't think they're gonna split, although it does feel a bit. No, I don't think so. I think they'll just be a bulb of garlic, singular as opposed to cloves, but that's fine. I can just use one whole one or two depending on what I'm making, cooking. Anyway, I digress. So these are the charred, charred bright lights. Can you hear those starlings? They're squabbling again. Amazing. Yeah, so bright lights, Nero de Toscana kale, all there. These are Swiss chard. I've just got 3 of those. This is my lemon and orange trees. I need to look up what I need to do with those, whether to move them on or leave them where they are until next season. Right, these are the remainder of my chilies and peppers. So, what have we got? Back here, this one here is a cayenne. This is a cayenne. This is one of those red and green Astis pepper. This is a sweet Cubanelle pepper, which is a nice little, you see a little diddy small one, which I probably will put into a, I don't know. This one, I know not. I lost the label, so I don't know what that one is. This one is another Frigatello. Sorry, I'm not filming this very well. Let's go, that's better. This is also a Frigatello, as is this one. So I've got 3 Frigatellos and one also in the greenhouse already. Yeah, so that's all there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to pot on. And then at the back there are my snow crown cauliflowers, and I've got 4 of those. This is my working area at the end of the polytunnel. You can see through the polytunnel, you can see where I've put my trellis. So that's how close it is to the polytunnel, which is good. Right, down here we have 2 Amir melons, I think they're Amir. Yeah, melon Amir. So I've put 2 of those in that box. This is more of those carrots. There's also some basil that I sowed the other day. So this is sweet basil, and that one is normal basil, I think. Might be the same, I don't know. But that's coming up. And in this end bed, I've got 2 gherkin cucumbers. So that one's a gherkin cucumber, as is this one. Over the back there is an aubergine. This small one is an aubergine, and this one is an aubergine. So the other aubergine I think I'll put in the greenhouse. This one is an unknown pepper. I lost the label, so I've just put that one in there, and I might just put maybe another pepper in here, and possibly one of the black opal cherry tomatoes, and then I could possibly put a, what else have I got in the tomatoes? I've got another one that's a small sweet aperitif. I might put one of those in here. So I'll have 2 tomatoes, 2 peppers, and then 3 aubergines and 2 cucumbers. Might be pushing my luck there, but who knows. Right, chives are almost finished. The flowers are sort of dying off now. Peas are okay. So with the chives, if I take those out of there, I could put a couple of tomatoes in the back of there, which is maybe a good idea. These peas will grow up because they're in the 2 front sections. Yep. Peas almost finished here. These are the sugar pod, Oregon sugar pod. Those ones down there are the Karubi de Moussan. Don't know what they're like. I think they're a mange too, as were these, I think. At the back there is 2 lots of sage, which I might leave because it seems to be doing okay. A couple of sorry looking lettuces, probably because they need water. This is the strawberry bed, which seems to be doing okay. There seems to be a random chamomile plant there. These are my leeks, which I haven't potted on yet. Something I need to do. This is comfrey, which doesn't seem to be doing anything, and I planted some more comfrey seeds on the 29th of May, and that is bone dry, so that probably won't do anything either. This one is coriander, which I need to put into my herb bed, and this one is another borage, I think. This one is that silver flowery plant, I can't think what it's called. This one's supposed to be Brussels sprouts, but it looks like it's got grass coming out of it and a poppy. I don't know whether that is the Brussels sprout. I'll leave that bit. And then this one is supposed to be nasturtium, and it looks like it's a volunteer tomato. And then this one is spring onions, which has also got a load of volunteer weeds in it. Poppies. And I need to water these. Let's get rid of this. Sorry. Compost thingy. Right, yes, so that's that. Strawberry bed. And then this is a lettuce bed that is still covered with ants. I just have to wash them off. And I took some of the lettuces out of there and put them into here. But they look as though they're wilting as well. It's the heat probably. I need to give them some water. So a big watering job on later. But the main thing is to get these peppers moved on. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, let's get out of here, it's hot. Oh, missed the hanging strawberry basket. Not a lot to say about that one. Right, that's better. So this is my plum tree, which is right next to the polytunnel. I'm going to have to trim, not now, but when it's due for pruning, I'm going to have to chop this side off so it doesn't dig into the polytunnel. Let's just have a look, see if there's any fruit. Oh yes, look. Here, there's one. I don't know if there's any up there. Can't see any. Oh, I found another one, look. 2. Oh, another one down there. 3. That's better than last year. I only had 1 last year. Let's see if they actually turn into plums. They didn't last year, the one that I found. The next day I came out to look at it and it had gone. So I'm assuming a bird or something had got it. Let's just put that above there. Okay. Then we have, this is a flower bed next to the polytunnel. And we have bees on the little small geranium. These are geums and antirrhinums or snapdragons, quite a few of those. This is my little compost wagon, which I use to transport my compost to the compost bin. Very handy, that is. These, I'm going to step back a bit so that you can see these. So these are my delphiniums. Look at them, aren't they beautiful? They're nearly as tall as the apple tree. I had to tie them all up yesterday because they were flopping a bit, but they seem to be fine now. The apple tree, no apples last year, and it's not looking good this year, and the top leaves are all curled over. I have no idea what that is. I need to look that up. Could be ants, because we do have a lot of ants. Anyway, not looking like any apples this year. Now, this is my brassica bed, and in here there are a couple of broad beans. One that seems to have fallen over, but it does have some broad beans on. That's fine. I've got a chard in there. I can't see what I'm pointing at, but there's a chard in there, and then at the back are purple sprouting broccoli. And in the front is a purple cabbage, which is a cabbage tinty, it's called. I don't take this netting off because I don't want the cabbage butterflies to get in there. This purple sprouting broccoli is starting to go over, so I'll drag that out of there because I've got those 4 cauliflowers to go in here, and possibly some of the chard. So yeah, so that's, you can see that's the brassica bed, and you can see it's next to the flower bed and the polytunnel. Now these are my gooseberry bushes, and I did notice, looks like we've got a poppy in there that can come out. These are very, very prickly, and I did notice a few weeks ago that there were some gooseberries on here, but I'm not even going to go in there because it's lethal. And that's my fried eggplant. I only know it's a fried eggplant because that's what Danny said from Grapevine Garden. He's got some, so I'm assuming that's what mine are. And it's beautiful. It's behind the the pear tree. So the pear tree seems as though it might be the only, let me just get in there. So I've got one pear there. Oh, another one hiding in there. So that's two. That's two more than last year, so that's good. They're only young trees anyway, so I wasn't expecting much. Maybe next year we'll get better harvest. Right, down here we have onions, and they are, I planted these December the 7th last year, and these were the ones that I got from Wilkinson's, and they are they were sets. So there's a mixture in here of white, red and brown, but I think that a lot of them might be underneath this fried eggplant and they're being crowded out. So I also planted some swede for the Sweeterbagger challenge, but nothing's come up. But down here I do have two turnips that have come up. So that's good. Brilliant. But no swede. Oh dear. Never mind. Right. My celery is like the day of the Triffids. Looks like I can grow celery, but not celery that you can eat really. I did cut some off and we tried it yesterday, but it's very tough. So this is one, I'm just going to let it flower and then I shall just take it out. More broad beans, which are looking good. Not ready yet, but there's some nice beans on there. There's also, this is where some more of the garlic is. I don't know whether you can, but they don't look like they're going to be really good. Very soft. Everything needs watering. It's very, very hot. Right, in this corner, in another 30-litre bucket, I also transplanted some more of the honeysuckle, which is going to grow up and over this trellis, and it will meet the roses over there, in theory. And then this mahusive shrub here is a buddleia, which I chopped right down to there, and it's grown for this. So this is going to be beautiful. Right, let's go back onto this side, because we're almost at the top of the house. So that's the gate out to the front garden, which I will do shortly. So let's start over here. This hanging basket here is the 3 trailing blackberry, thornless blackberry that I put in, and they seem to be got some flowers on, but whether I'm going to get any blackberries, who knows. Again, needs watering. Right, this is just an old canvas. Used to be a canvas storage box, and I just use it as a planter. And these are delphiniums in here. And then this hanging basket has fuchsias in, which are doing really well. This pallet, which sections off part of the garden, is full of sedum mainly. Looks like there's a volunteer aqualegia down there as well. That's good. So this clematis, which is a bit of a mess actually, well, I've just been training it over this bit of trellis that I put across to where the bins are, so hopefully that will join up with the roses and the honeysuckle. There's also roses in there as well. I'll show you those when we get round there. Now this is another one of the first plants that I bought. It smells like sage, and I can't remember what it is. I'm sure I've got the label for it somewhere. It looks like a salvia. You know, the salvia hot lips, but it isn't. I think it's, I'm sure there was raspberry in the title of it. I don't know. I'll find the label for it, but it's a very, it just grows everywhere. I've trained it through this archway, and it's just, yeah, all good. Then in this bed, which you can see better from the other side, is the trailing pinky geranium. There's a rose in there, another rose here. And then, I mean, I put a post on Instagram yesterday because this is the honesty plant. Now, I knew I'd planted some honesty seeds, but I couldn't remember where they were. I must have thrown them into this bed. Amazing. This is a climbing rose, and this is what it looks like. So that usually has lots of flowers on it. I'm training that up this archway as well. More giant acryllias. I think this is a choicea in here, which is being crowded out by these, I think these are weeds, but they're beautiful. They've got purple flowers on. There's a lovely pinky red heuchera there. And I have another heuchera, but that's in the front garden, and that is a really dark purpley black colour. These grasses are, there's a label for these somewhere. There's a variegated one, which is this one down here, and then this one is just the green. Right, let's go back up this path and go round. So this is the bench that I made out of a couple of pallets, and I turned it into one of these love seats because I built a little table on there, but since I've put a box of strawberries on there that has been going a couple of years, and it has got strawberries, but I think this year is the year that once they finish they will come out here. All right, madam, enough, thank you. A pot of peas. Bird bath that the starlings were fighting over it. Stop it. Shh. You just put her in. Go on. Go on, in. Go. Yes, where was I? So yeah, so the seat that I made is next to the trellis where the clematis and the rose are, which is a little bit of a mess, and I keep winding the straggling bits around this, but next year I will get it sorted so that it's a bit better. As you can see, if I bring you around this side, hang on, it's all falling over, so, and it's all laying on top of the rose, so I will tie that in next year. But that rose is an Old English rose, and it's a lovely pale peachy yellow. Beautiful. So this is the other side of that, of the path into the little bit of lawn area that we have. So this side is that beautiful raspberry sage thingy. The pink geraniums, the roses, the honesty. And then down here we have violas, dandelion leaves, which I need to pull out because the flowers are gone now. My lovely owl. And then down here I threw sorry, you can see my shadow. Hang on, let's get the other way. Right, down here I threw in a load of wildflower seeds, so I don't pull any of those out until they start to flower, and down there as well. And then that in the pot is a forsythia, yes, no, fuchsia, not forsythia, fuchsia, and an azalea there, which obviously needs watering, some sedum, which is flowering or going to flower, and a house leek. And then these are the beds, which lead on to this bed, which is where I moved my raspberries to. And there are some honeysuckle in there, allium that are just going over. This is my perennial chard. More sweet peas. Down here I've got poppies and those sunflowers. More sweet peas. More sunflowers. And then down here this is chamomile and the last of my leeks. And then the sage. And I was wondering whether I could sort of cordon this little bit off here where the leeks are for my asparagus. Not really sure where, although I am waiting for 2 metal raised beds, which I'm thinking of putting down here along this path edge. So maybe I could put my asparagus in there and use one of those as a dedicated asparagus bed. So where I'm facing now, that way is south. So that way is north. And then west. And the front of our house is east. So that gives you an idea of where. So anybody got any idea of where I should put my asparagus? Comments gratefully received. Right. This sedum, I love it. I've got it everywhere. That is the best display of it. But I have it in this palette, which is on the side of my small potting shed that I've now given to John as his potting shed, which he hasn't done anything about yet. Right, there's a hanging basket on here. Now this is really weird. The antirrhinums or snapdragons are just, yeah, in there. And then we have another fuchsia here, and that's my water butt and my nettle feed in the bottles. And then this is just a work table, and then under the kitchen window, tap, water, hose pipe, and a box that has euonymus in it. This is sage, and this is a white camellia, which doesn't look very happy. So I think I might dig that out of there and put it in the front garden, because it needs some acidic soil, I think. My pink camellia is absolutely beautiful in the front garden. This is our old rickety bench, and the seat's going. So this that's on it was part of the banner that we had for our old vinyl shop, and I just cut it off and put the record player bit with the musical notes on the bench. The bit with the writing on is rolled up in the shed. Right, that's my rose. I love it. It's beautiful. So, morning everyone. This is just a quick update on what I've done on the previous video, and I'm just tagging it onto the end of this one. So I'm actually in the Polytunnel, and I have planted all my tomatoes. So this box here are, at the back there, are the two moneymaker tomato plants. There's a few carrots in there, and I've also put some marigold plants in too. In this corner bed, which had the peppers and cucumbers and aubergines in, I've added this one here is the purple bumblebee tomato plant. I've also put another pepper in there, which also doesn't have a label on, so both of those in there are unknown. So we'll see what happens. And then this one here is a black opal, which is the black cherry tomato. This box here has got two melon plants in. This one seems to have been nibbled. Actually, so does the other one. And I've just stuck some spring onions in there just to get them out of the seedling tray that they were in. I've put some spring onions in here as well, plus these two tomatoes here, and here are the sweet aperitif, which are cherry tomatoes but smaller than a normal one. Okay, what else have I got in here? Oh yeah, peppers. This one's a chili cayenne, as is this one, so there's two chili cayennes there. They're going to stay in here. I missed this one down here. These are two of the frigatellos, and I've put them in a 30-litre bucket. I did find a sort of a weird caterpillar thing on here. It looks like it's already been eating the leaf. So they are about, people. Right, what else? And I've got two small Gardener's Delight plants that I've put into pots that I'm going to give to my son, I think, because he'll put them on his kitchen windowsill. Hopefully they'll grow for him. Right, where else? So let's go into the outside. So under here are my 3 Roma tomato plants, and I've covered them because I'm frightened that it's going to get too cold, but give them another couple of days and then I'll probably take the top off. You can actually see them in there, and I've put the marigolds in as well. And then over here I moved on my leeks, and I've decided to grow them in one of my 30-litre buckets because I want where my other leeks are, which is down here. I'm going to use this for my asparagus because I've been let down on a couple of raised beds, metal raised beds that I ordered. So yeah, that's, and then in the greenhouse are the rest of the tomatoes and peppers. So this one in the corner is a jalapeno. This one is the one of the Hungarian hot wax. That one over there is the other Hungarian hot wax, I think. Yeah. These two are cayenne, chili cayenne. Yeah, 2 cayenne peppers again. No, that's the Hungarian hot wax. That's another cayenne. This is the other black opal tomato. And then up here is the other Frigatello, and then that one is the sweet asti. And I think this one must be the other, yeah, that's the other sweet asti. So those two, and those look like they've got fruits coming on them already. This one's got a flower on, so that one is also going to produce soon, and we have them down here too. So all looking good. These are my asparagus ferns. I'm not sure, do you know, it looks like that is, oh no, they're just more ferns. I mean, I don't know, I haven't got a clue. I've never grown asparagus before. I need to check out some more videos that other people have put on. I know Charles Dowding was saying growing from seed can sometimes be better than putting in crowns. I know that is totally a matter of opinion, but I decided to grow mine from seed and it's worked. So I need to check out what I need to do next. Okay, I've still got courgettes to put in, plus my pumpkins. I've got a cucumber here and an aubergine, which I've got to find spaces for. And do this corner bed that's got carrots in. I don't know whether to trust and just leave the carrots and hope that they haven't been gotten. We'll see. And then this one are the 3 volunteer tomatoes. I mean, that one seems to be scampering ahead, but it's got 1 truss on it, so be interesting to see what they are. I need to get some string in for all of them, so that's another job to do. Right, that's it. That's the update for the end of the current video. Don't think there's anything I've forgotten. No. Once I decide where I'm going to put these courgettes, because I've changed my mind again, I will let you know. Okay, have a good day. Bye. bye.